guys on today for my Facebook Live. So, as I said, today I'm sharing about office supply, and so I just wanted to talk us to talk about what expense, talking about office supply, what is deductible, what is the difference between an office supply and an office of equipment, and what are you allowed to deduct on your business tax return. So I hope today is a little bit much more better than yesterday. So if you guys are getting me, just drop in maybe a comment, hi. So yeah, so that's it. So we're going to start. I think it's already one, right? Yeah. Yeah, so right, so as I was saying, a lot of time entrepreneur get caught on what are they are allowed to deduct on their tax return and what they are not allowed to. So today I'm going to talk about office supply. So the main things first to know is an office supply is different from an office equipment. Usually office supply are supply that you use for your business and that are less than, usually about less than $1,000, and usually they are expense, they are supplies that will last for less than a year. So if you buy something for your business, let's say a small equipment that is about, I don't know, 1,500 already, or maybe that will last you for 2 years or 3 years, that is not an office supply. That is an office equipment, because an equipment can sometimes um, give allow you to have what I call more than a deduction on the main price. You can also have what I call amortization for more than 1 year for an office equipment. An example of office equipment can be a machinery. If you buy, for example, a machinery, or let's say just a vacuum for your business, that is not considered as an office supply. So office supply are whatever are less than maybe $1,000, and also what you will use that will last less than a year in your business. Another important thing to know is that you cannot deduct an office supply that you use for your personal purpose. If, for example, you use, I don't know, a stapler, or I don't know, you pens for your own, I don't know, for your own work, that has nothing to do with your business. You are not normally allowed to deduct it on your tax return. So first thing, that office supplies need to be ordinary and need to be necessary for the cause of your business. It need to be in relation with your business. You cannot buy paper for your house, or paper for your work, or pens and staplers for your work or for your kids, and then start to claim it on your business tax return. No, it's not allowed. So, for those of you who are just joining in, or maybe watching this after the live, I'm talking about the office supply deduction for your business. What I said is, first thing is there is a difference between an office supply and an office equipment. An office supply are usually less than $1,000, and also will last less than a year for your business. But an office equipment will maybe, like, I take example about maybe a vacuum, or maybe machinery that you buy for your business. Those are office equipment. Because they are office equipment, you are allowed to deduct the amount, and also there will be an amortization expense that also need to be accounted for. So that's why it's very important to do the difference between those two particular items. And also, where will you report your office supply expense on your tax return? For Canadian folks, usually you will report that on your T2125 form when you are doing the business tax return. And for the US folks, you will report it on your 1040 form on your Schedule C. So let me know if you have any question. Just post in the comment, and I check every time if there is any comment, and then I will be make sure to provide you with an appropriate answer. So also another thing is you should always make sure that you keep all your receipts, all your business receipts, because usually when you are getting an audit, they will ask you for all your receipts, and the receipt will have to match the amount that you put on your tax return. Don't put false, false, don't make false declaration. Don't put false amount. And if an accountant or anyone try to get you into making you helping you, that is what they usually say, that they will help you get a lot of tax, get a lot of return, like that should normally raise an eyebrow for you, like, oh, what the hell is this going to like bring me put me into. So always make sure that you report only what you have really spent, and that you keep all your receipts every time that you make a purchase, that you make an expense. And also something else that is also good to mention is that if you buy an office supply that is related, for example, to your inventory, that is not a deductible expense. So normally you are not allowed to claim that one, because it is part of your inventory. It is part of your cost of goods sold. So any office supply or any equipment that you buy related, mainly any office supply that you buy related to your inventory, is considered as part of inventory. So it is considered as part of your cost of goods sold. So I think, um, hi Sesh, I just got your message. If you have any question, just drop in. Yeah, just drop in the comments. Thank you. Yeah, so I think that was it for today. If you have any question, post a comment. If not today, maybe tomorrow. Or if you have any other tax related question, just post in the comment. And tomorrow I'm going to be in log in again to share about other tax topics. So again, today was about office supply. What is the difference between an office supply and an office equipment, and what you are allowed to claim. Also for my French speaking people, okay. So donc aujourd'hui je parlais des dépenses d'entreprise qui sont généralement pour lesquelles vous êtes autorisé à faire des déductions ou des réclamations auprès de soit Revenu Canada ou bien l'agence de RS pour ceux qui résident aux États-Unis ou qui ont des business aux États-Unis. Donc, il est important de souligner que les petits équipements de bureau, il y a deux types d'équipements de bureau. Les équipements de bureau qui parfois peuvent vous coûter comme $1000 et plus, en général ne sont pas considérés comme des petits équipements de bureau. Il faut faire la différence entre c'est quoi un petit équipement de bureau et un équipement de bureau normalement. Le petit équipement de bureau normalement est déductible à 100%. Ça veut dire si vous achetez comme une agrafeuse, vous achetez comme du papier, vous achetez comme des crayons, je sais pas, des livres pour votre bureau, ou bien juste des blocs-notes. Ça, c'est déductible à 100%. Mais si maintenant vous achetez comme un laptop ou bien une machine, je sais pas, comme une machine à laver, ou bien un équipement qui coûte déjà plus de $1000, là, c'est plus seulement déductible. C'est déductible, oui, mais il y a aussi la dépréciation, ça veut dire l'amortissement de cet équipement-là qu'il faut prendre en compte. Ça veut dire, je vais prendre en compte non seulement le montant de ma facture, mais je vais aussi prendre en compte l'amortissement de l'équipement là, qui peut être soit à 100% pour la première année, soit peut-être 50%, et puis les 50 autres % l'année d'après. Donc, ce aussi de quoi j'ai parlé, c'est par exemple que il est important aussi de souligner que l'équipement de bureau doit être lié à votre entreprise. Vous ne pouvez pas acheter un équipement, je sais pas, pour vos enfants ou bien vous utiliser à la maison dans vos choses personnelles et venir faire des réclamations à ce propos. L'équipement que vous utilisez doit être entièrement à 100% consacré à votre entreprise. Et ça doit être des équipements qui sont nécessaires pour votre entreprise. Je peux pas être juste, je sais pas, un petit travailleur autonome qui a peut-être un commerce en ligne, un website, un commerce en ligne comme une boutique en ligne, et je me retrouve, je sais pas, à acheter des choses comme si j'étais un conducteur de taxi ou bien comme si j'étais un propriétaire de restaurant. Non, il faut que les équipements que vous achetez soient liés à votre activité, soient liés à votre business. Et j'ai aussi mentionné que quand vous faites votre retour d'impôt pour les Canadiens, ils précisent l'achat, les petites dépenses pour équipement de bureau dans les formulaires T21-25 quand ils font le retour de taxes. Et pour les Américains, ils le précisent dans les formulaires 1040 dans le schedule C quand ils font le tax return. Et j'ai aussi dit que si vous achetez des petits équipements comme peut-être des timbres poste, par exemple pour shipper un produit à un de vos clients, ça ce n'est plus un petit équipement de bureau, ça c'est maintenant considéré comme faisant partie de votre inventaire, comme faisant partie de la production du produit ou du service que vous avez vendu. Donc, ça fait partie de la vente non. C'est plutôt, cost of goods sold, comme j'ai dit, pour votre produit. Donc, vraiment, si vous avez des questions ou d'autres préoccupations, n'hésitez pas à laisser des commentaires en bas de la vidéo et je me ferai un plaisir de répondre. Serge, j'ai vu ta question. Tu as dit, was talking about the accountant who want to help, whereas his action will lead me to problem. Là, je m'excuse, mais je ne saisis pas exactement ce que tu veux savoir. Tu peux poser la question peut-être en français, peut-être là, ce serait peut-être mieux. Je sais pas si tu demandes si, je sais pas si comme tu as besoin des services d'un comptable. Okay, was talking about the accountant who want to help. I'm not getting if you are asking if maybe you are an accountant and you want to help. I don't know. Maybe is that possible for you to be more clear about your question? And if because it is almost 1:15, um, if you get the video, if you are watching the video after the live, you can always post the question later on, and I will check it and get back to you with an answer. So that was it for today. Thank you again for joining me for this Facebook Live. Again, this is something new that I'm just starting out and that I'm just trying out. So I hope it will be really helpful for those of you who are entrepreneur or those of you who are small business owner. Reachable, I will post also my contact information as my email or phone number if ever you have any question. Always all, always available to help. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you. Bye.